Alright, so we made it through the first floor and half of the second floor in the left lane, which, to be fair, is about 50% of the game, so not too bad with our silly little rules. And we're going to try the center lane, the silence, because I have a confession to make. I don't really play the Ironclad all that much, and especially not since a lot of changes has happened to his cards. But the silence, she used to be my favorite until the hero we're gonna play on the right lane. Now, obviously, things are a little bit different. For example, if we have more choices in these sorts of dialogues, we have to choose one of the ones in the center as well. So just to mix things up a little bit. The centermost, if whatever possible, or I choose one if there are two things in the center. Like in this, 1, 2 of the strikes, so that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. And then that would be boom. So say we were getting rid of a card or upgrading one, it would be one of these two strikes, because these are the two cards in the dead center. As for our path, looks like we are going to... Looks like we have a really good one. Lots of little mystery events. Going to take it up the centermost that we can. Probably follow that trajectory right there. I just sort of outlined as I was looking at it. Let's begin, since there's only one starting point that would lead us to the centermost path. We would have to start there. But first, looking at that, we might be able to last until the elite with our next 3 combats. Enemies only have 1 HP, which would be super great. Always a nice start. Obviously, first combat, boom, neutralize. It's gone. We get a Fear Potion, applies 3 of that vulnerable debuff, and... oh, I kind of wish we were playing left lane, because that footwork's really good. Unfortunately, we're playing center lane, or mid lane, if you're a MOBA nerd. Mid lane! First pick, sniper, mid lane, call dibs! We're gonna go with acrobatics, kind of the worst choice here. Draw 3 cards, discard 1 card. If we get discard synergy, it could be pretty good, but if not, we might be in some trouble. Okay, so we see a banana, a donut, and a box of mystery. We're going to choose the middle option and take the donut, which increases our max HP by 5. So that's a pretty good one. Donut. Ooh, the face trader. Swerve around the face. That was a bad read there. You swerve around to face the statue, which is now facing you. Upon closer inspection, it's not a statue, but a statuesque gaunt man. Is he even breathing? Face, let me touch, maybe trade. So basically, there are 3 good faces you could get, 3 bad faces you could get. It's a 50-50, and it's in the middle. So we're going to take it. And we got the bad face. Oh, boo. So this one makes the next non-boss chest we run into. Instead of getting a relic, we get nothing! Let's see. Fortunately, there's only 2 options. It's binary. I'm going to disagree. I don't want that doubt. That curse can be pretty bad. Although we could discard it with acrobatics, that's still 1 mana. Or energy. Ew. Got magic on the brain. Or maybe Hearthstone. I don't know why I make fun of them. I've played all of those. I was big into Magic, still have a ton of cards. So this is the middle path, because this dips to the right lane. So let's go ahead and take that mystery. Upgrade 2 random cards, let's do it. We upgraded strike and a defend. Not super great. I was hoping it would upgrade that neutralize there. So that upgrades to 4 damage and applies 2 weak to an enemy. Center path. And fortunate, we still have one more of the Now's Lament. That's pretty good. Just gonna strike it, and it's dead. Easy. Didn't even wake it up. And now whenever we rest, we get to add a card to our deck. Oi. We have Catalyst. Great if you have Poison. We have to take it because it's the mid lane. But not great because we don't have anything that causes poison. That's alright. The middlemost enemy doesn't exist, so... And it doesn't really matter. I'll just take them both out. Ooh, Noxious Fumes. Okay, here we go. That was a fantastic mid lane pick now. So what that does is applies 2 poison at the start of your turn to all enemies. And poison deals damage equal to the amount of poison that the enemy has at the start of their turn, and then reduces that amount of poison by 1. Very powerful. Woo! We found a relic. Should we find more loot? 50% chance monster returns. Because then that's an encounter. Let's see, what do we got next? We have a fire coming up, so we can actually rest. So, let's risk it. We shouldn't have risked it. That's a terrible risk. So these guys are going to daze us each turn. Not great, since we don't have a lot of cards, so we're going to be getting a lot of dead draws. I'm thinking... What's in here? Okay, we have Defend Plus. I think double Defend, negate all of the damage, and then Strike. We got to start with the middle one, even though that's usually not the one you want to start with. Just because it's 18 damage, 9 damage, 18, 9 when you... It's really hard to block 18 damage each turn, but it's pretty easy to block 9 damage each turn. We are going to apply our Power Noxious Fumes, so that's good. They do have an artifact, which will negate 1 debuff. So the first turn they won't get any poison, and then you can quickly see how it will work. But we can neutralize to get rid of his debuff. And then, what do we got here? Survivor and Defend Plus. So we Acrobatics. We'll get rid of Defend, sure. So both of these have the same amount of block. Survivor's pretty good. It's a silent starting card. We'll Defend Plus because it's shinier. And end up taking 10 damage. This was not good at all. Defend Plus again. We don't want to discard these dazed, because if they're in our hand at the end of the turn, they'll become exhausted and disappear forever, which is good. Because otherwise, like, you know, we have 4 more of those, but that's going to quickly multiply. Defend is good, and then we'll do what we can. Catalyst. It's not great, but there's not a whole lot else we can do. And we could Survivor, but I'd rather take the 1 HP and get rid of a couple of dead draws. See, as you can see, now it'll lose 5 damage, but then it'll get and reduce it by 1. So each turn we're increasing the poison by 1 thanks to Noxious Fumes, which is pretty great. Oh, we have 4 energy thanks to our Art of War relic that we just found before this fight. Or if we don't play any attacks, then we gain an additional energy next turn. So that makes this easy. We just play all of our cards. That'll negate most of the damage, and we can get the sentry down a little bit more. See, so you're at 9, 6, 15. So we use our Strike Plus, and that gets rid of the sentry. We'll see what we get from Acrobatics. And let's see. I mean, it's dead because of the poison, but we still technically have to target it. I'll just neutralize that. Because that is the rules of mid-lane. Ooh, the neutralize came back, so that's good. I'm just going to focus on this one. Throw our defend out there, and then we'll strike. Still end up taking 10 damage this turn. Not fantastic. So that's kind of why you... And then we just got the dead draw. That's really annoying and obnoxious when the game does that. Because it's like, hey, the enemy's not attacking. Here are all of your block cards. Good luck, haha. And we get a bunch of dazed, and we get a defend, which is nice. At least we got some energy from the Art of War. Get rid of that. We strike, and then we can defend, and we'll only take 1 damage because he'll die from poison. Phew! So now we have double strike, and it'll die next turn guaranteed. So we did it. Even if we don't have any attack cards. There we go. There we go, you silly game. Backflip, pretty decent. When it's upgraded, you get 8 block and draw 2 cards. So it's basically like a defend plus you draw some more cards. And we don't get anything because of the mask. Really a shame here. That's just a darn shame. Let's go ahead and rest up. And we'll take the slice. I don't like this. Terror is pretty nice. Apply 99 vulnerable. So basically debuffs the enemy for the rest of the fight. Outmaneuver, not so great, but slice. It's like, yeah, it's a free attack, but it's also... It's 5 damage for a card slot, so... I'm not a huge fan of it, even though it seems like it's great value. We're going to go the center path and sort of avoid a lot of the conflict if we can. We don't need to be fighting more elites. That last one gave us some trouble. So we will defend. Noxious Fumes, get that going. And then either order doesn't matter. Go ahead, hit the metal slime, or the spike slime. See, now this is an instance when Slice is kind of nice. Slice is nice. Slice is nice. And I'm thinking, so that'll die from poison. Thinking I'll block all of the damage, because I'm weakened anyway, so I'm not going to be doing as much. And then next turn, I'll be at full power. Can backflip for more cards if we need to. So let's go ahead and see what we get. Get a slice. Slice might change my mind thanks to this. Thanks to mid lane. Explosive Potion, great AoE. And another Noxious Fumes. 4 poison each turn to all enemies. I like that a lot. If we can get some dex ups, then I think we're in a good position here. Your Noxious Fume. Slice is nice. Defend to mitigate as much damage loss as we can, because our starting relic does not heal us anymore. Instead, it gives us 2 additional cards at the start of each combat. So let's see if we can get anything better from Acrobatics. We'll discard Defend. We'll play Defend. Neutralize. And we'll Strike. We're vulnerable. That's not great. I'm thinking... Let's see, 9. So that's not enough to finish off. So we should probably focus defensively. Survivor. Get rid of the strike, and just block all that damage. And now the poison train's really ramped up. Slice is nice. We have this 10 damage explosive potion. It's not the best use of it. But we might be able to, if we need to. Actually, 6 times 4 is 24, so that'll be enough thanks to poison. We can even defend just for a little BM. BM, if you're not aware, is... I've heard it used mostly in Hearthstone, but basically it stands for bad manners, where you just, when you have your opponent, instead of just ending the game so everyone can get on with their lives and go to the next one, you draw it out as needlessly as possible, knowing that there's nothing they can do besides just concede. So, kind of, not a very nice thing to do. But this is the computer, and it controls all the rules and the random number generator, so I'm fine with it. Slice is nice. So we got Skewer, which deals 7 damage X amount of times. X is the amount of energy that we currently have. So if I wanted to play any of these other cards, then I would have to do so before I play Skewer. But I don't want to play any of these other cards, so I'm going to Skewer and get in that 14 damage. We are weakened from that. I'm thinking we're going to be weakened again next turn, which is unfortunate. But I'm just going to spam block. That way we can get our Art of War for the next turn, which is now this turn. Look at that. Happened so fast. The backflip. Defend again, and double Noxious Fumes, because Noxious Fumes is fantastic. Slice nice. Defend plus. Boom. I think we got this. Sure, make him have 14 poison. Neutralize. Bullet time's interesting. You can't draw any more cards, but all the cards in your hand are reduced to 0. So if you have something like the Snecko Eye Relic, which lets you draw more cards, but also confuses you, this would be a way to just play all the cards in your hand at once. But we're going to go with Blade Dance. It's a skill, we use it, and it adds 2 zero-cost shivs in our hand, so it's 8 damage that we can split amongst enemies. Alright, so if I wanted stuff, obviously I would want to buy the Noxious Fumes, but I would have to first buy the Deflect, then buy the Slice, then buy the Acrobatics, then get the Noxious Fumes, because that's how mid lane works. Same with these relics. I mean, I would buy Ghost in a Jar, but I don't want to buy Speed Potion. I really don't like these that much, to be honest. This and the one that does the Strength, the Steroid Potion, I'd rather pass. Regal Pillow's not too bad. Gives us an additional 15 HP whenever we rest. But I wouldn't have enough to buy anything on the left or right after that. And card removal, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. So it would be either Strike or Survivor that I could get rid of. And I don't really want to do that. So, I'll buy the Regal Pillow. And we'll go and we'll test it out. Look at that, full heal. Oh yeah, and when we rest, we get another card. Quick Slash. It's pretty good. 8 damage, draw a card to replace it. Ah, yes, this guy. It's a shame that we didn't get our poison this turn. We're going to start off with some vulnerable until we can get our poison engine going. It is a slow boss, but we have to do 30 damage to it before next turn, or else it'll deal big damage to us. So we can deal Yeah, that'll do. And then he'll go into shell mode. He's going to use a buff that gives him basically a Thorns aura. It's like, hey, every time you attack me, you take 3 damage. We can mitigate that by blocking before we attack, but then he also does actual attacks, so... Going to see what we get with Acrobatics. Definitely Noxious Fume. We're going to Survivor. And I'm going to apply a Weak to him. So we take 1 damage regardless, but we got a little more damage off of him. So that's nice. Slice is not nice here, because again, we don't want to take 3 damage just for attacking him. And same with Blade Dance. We have a lot of attacks we could do, but we won't do it. No, no. We're going to Noxious Fumes. We're going to defend. Should have used a Speed Potion there, but there'll be other opportunities. And we'll leave with leftover energy, which is unfortunate. So, Slice is nice. We're going to go ahead and jumpstart the... Let's see what we get with Acrobatics first. Get rid of Strike. Neutralize. There we go, so that's only going to do 12 damage to us. We'll defend. We'll Blade Dance, because that'll give us 8 damage as opposed to the 6 for 1 mana. And we're just going to double the poison. Because now he's going to take at least 10 damage each turn. And growing the poison, it gets out of hand quite quickly. He's going to try to defend again and then charge like a super attack. We don't want that. So I'm thinking Quick Slash. I mean, it won't work because he'll take the poison damage and go into shell mode anyway. So 9 damage there. And then Skewer. Why not? Pretty cut and dry. We have enough defense that we can afford a strike and not take any damage. And the poison is stacking up quite nicely. I'll be just thinking here. Survivor. Get rid of strike. That's 16, 17, 18, 19, so Slice is nice. And we can neutralize that again. Always a good choice. Always a good choice. We'll drink the Speed Potion. We should have done it before we did any block, because that's less than optimal, but whatever. Don't be a tryhard. It still worked out just fine. And we pretty much got him. He's going to take 25 damage. It's going to shift again. And then it's basically GG. Easy first boss. Shiv, and then Shiv. He's dead next turn. Survivor. Let's just play some stuff out. And then Slice is nice. And then Strike for Ike. If you play Ike in Smash Bros, then that strike was for you. Minions! Thank you so much for watching the video. If you've enjoyed Slay the Spire Lanes and want to see more, go ahead and click that like button and subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, share this with your friends and family. Not just for you, not just for me, but for the glory of demonkind.